Yo, what's up? It's Elms, owner of Extreme Custom Kicks. If you want a unique pair of shoes, something different, make sure to call 214-306-1513 and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Extreme Custom Kicks. You want to stand out from the rest? Come to the best, Extreme Custom Kicks.
Hey Elms, I got a flat tire. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to the show today.
Oh man, just call my boy CJ at Great Days Tires, Mobile Tire Shop. We bring the service to you. Call CJ at 214-552-4414. We sell tires of all sizes, new tires, installations, balance and rotation. Tire plugs are available.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Lil' Flip in the building. Hey, Money Elms, you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Elm Street, the hottest podcast. And all that cash in Money Elms pockets, it look like thigh pads. He talking trending topics, he ain't no carbon copy. We talking sports, music, and fashion and other options to get us out the hood and keep that paper coming. And I smoke cones, not backwoods, I'm about to blaze an onion. These rappers flexing on the gram and they got fake cheddar. This intro was provided to you by Flip Mayweather. That right, that right. Yeety, yeety, Money Elms, what's up? Yeah, Lil' Flip in the building, screwed up clip. Welcome to Elm Street.
Yo, what is up? What is up?
Yeah.
Welcome to Elm Street. It's your boy, Money Elms, man. What is going on, man? Man, glad to be here, man. It's we're starting actually season 2, man. Season 2 of Welcome to Elm Street, man. You know, we wrapped it up. Season 1. You know, it's time to move forward, bro, with season 2, man. And hey, what better way to start season 2 with my boy over here? Let me introduce my boy right quick, you know what I mean? I got the one and only, you know what I mean, Cocomo.
Yeah, what's happening, y'all? It's Cocomo.
What's good, man?
Starting to crook. We in the building.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. How you been today?
Man, I can't complain. Cannot complain at all, man. I'm here, you know, making money. I'm healthy. Everybody's good. I'm here.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. Coming through, man.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, always, man. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to have my people in here, you know what I mean? Everybody, anybody that's out here doing things, especially in the Triple D, you know, I'm always going to put people on. You know, got to, you know, represent the city.
Yeah.
You know,
shout out to Flip on the intro. That sounds fire.
Yeah. Flip did his thing on that one, man. You know, yeah, I appreciate it on that one, too. But, yeah, dude, we're going to go ahead and jump into these trending topics, man. I always got some crazy shit happening. So, I guess, man, we'll go ahead and start it off with the Mavs.
Shout out to the Mavs. Shout out to Luka.
Hell yeah. Hey, last night, that game was on fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bronson, he was doing his thing.
Yeah, I heard he killed it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he had a great game. On the first win they had against Utah, he had 41 points. Dang. Last night, he had 31. He was 10 away to matching it up. But he's up there, dude. He's up there with a couple great ones out there. You know, LeBron. As a matter of fact, I think he's tied with Jordan. You know what I mean?
Dang.
So, hey, he's making noise. Everybody's saying, you know, he's gonna have a nice bag coming after this season.
Oh yeah.
You know, pulling off them wins without Luka.
He's pulling a Prescott.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, making that stock go up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta buy your tickets now. Buy your season passes now. Because they're not finna be cheap next year.
Oh yeah. And as soon as Luka comes back, man.
I mean, they're killing. They're what, 2-1 now without Luka?
hmm
Bruh, when he comes back, it's game over.
Oh yeah. I mean, to me, it's like they could afford to sit Luka out.
Oh,
If they
yeah.
can win this series without Luka, hey, there's no need to risk Luka coming back and risking an injury.
Yeah.
Not at this point.
I mean, they're 2-1.
Yeah.
You know, 2 away, and that's it.
I say they sit him out next game. Even though if he's ready, I say sit him out. I'm pretty sure Mavs could steal another one out there in Utah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Like they
if
don't
bring it back home and
Oh,
win
yeah.
it.
They don't put Elliott and Prescott in the fourth quarter when they're up in any game. You know, especially now, like the Mavs, they're up 2-1.
Of course. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to me. You know, hopefully Mark Cuban's looking at it and be like, you know, them boys might have it.
Oh yeah,
We sit out Luka one more. They could afford to sit him out one more.
yeah,
Give him more resting time, more healing, you know, and bring him back in and if they need to. But
yeah.
if you
I
don't
think
need
they
to, don't even, hey.
I mean, he's dropping what, 40 points a game? Nah. Like I think he's gonna hold it down.
You know, they were saying also right now is these playoffs are full of a younger squad. Like all these cats right now, they're, you know, like Memphis, you know, with Morant. Oh, that dude is something else, dude. That's somebody to keep your eyes on, man. He's gonna be something special. You know, he's already putting up the numbers, superstar status. But hey, homeboy's gonna be the next big thing. Watch.
You think he can hold it down?
Oh yeah, he's already doing it. And with, like I said, that's a young squad right there.
Right.
And then you also have Minnesota. Minnesota is also a young squad too, and them boys are hungry too, man. You know, Booker, he just got hurt. You know, so I don't know how long he's gonna be out, and that sucks. You know, because you don't want you don't want those elite players to get hurt right away. I kind of, it's like watching the playoffs and then Jordan gets hurt.
Oh yeah.
Let's say he got hurt on one of those playoff runs. You'd be like, man, it's not going to be as interesting, or, people be more captivated to go tune in because, your favorite player's on.
Yeah.
So that kind of puts a damp on them ratings. But, hey, the Mavs are doing their thing, and that's all that matters. Like I tell people, I root for the Lakers too. So when my Lakers ain't doing well, guess what? Hey, my Mavs are right there.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So, hey, I got two teams, so I got to represent it right, man. But, yeah, good luck to the Mavs. Shout out to Luka, and, hopefully they try to bring one back to the city, man.
I hope so, man. We need it.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely need it.
Because Dallas Cowboys, they ain't doing it. We'll see how it looks next
1,800.
season.
You know what that number means? The exact number that I've lost to Cowboys games. The amount of money I've lost. Motherfuckers.
Man, so moving on to so did you hear about what's going on right now with the Kardashians? When it's not Kim and Kanye, it's the rest of the squad.
Oh yeah.
So right now I guess it's the Kardashians versus Black China. They're going back and forth in court.
Well, I think anybody who marries a Kardashian, period, is gonna have problems for the rest of their life. In general, look at anybody that's ever been with Kim or Courtney or Chloe or any of them. You know what I mean? Hell, look at the mom. She married Bruce Jenner, and look how he turned out.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
No, yeah.
And I have nothing against the whole
yeah.
LGBTQ, transgenders, none of that. Teach their own. But look at Lamar Odom. Look what happened to him. Look at Kanye. I mean, I think Kanye was weird already.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole family. Look at, Scott Disick. Became a drunk and all kinds of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, Travis Scott, he's what?
I mean, he's all right. You know,
Other than that Astro World
yeah, but
fiasco.
I don't really think that's his fault on that
Nah.
one. I mean, he could have stopped the show, but
Blame the
but
promoters, blame him. I mean,
yeah, I mean, there's always gonna be a finger pointed at somebody, you
Mhm.
know. But Black China, I think she finna be the new Wesley Snipes. I'm ready to see that. She gonna catch Fed time.
Fed time.
Yeah.
Why you say that?
First of all, the whole tax evasion,
Oh yeah, she did say that, right?
you know, and then she said that she does cash only. So the good news and the good and the bad part of that, right? I say I do cash only,
Uh-huh.
right? Make a couple thousand here and there. That's cool. You're Black China. Both of your baby daddies are famous, number one. And number two, you make a lot of money, especially to maintain her lifestyle. And child support ain't the only thing that's cutting it. So when she says, "Oh, I only make cash business," right?
Mhm.
Then they're gonna want receipts. They're gonna want proof. And if they can't get her, they're gonna press the promoters. So let's say you throw a show and you bring Black China,
Mhm.
and Black China says, "Well, I only got paid 5,000, but you made 100,000 that night. So you don't tell me what we want to hear. We're gonna shut you down too." Kind of like a RICO charge.
Okay.
Getting everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
Racketeering. Maybe not to that extent, but at least for money wise, money laundering. Anything. Guess what? When they're under pressure, they're gonna start talking.
Oh yeah.
And Black China ain't got enough money to pay everybody off. She might be smart enough to get away with that, but she said it under oath, bruh.
Uncle
Wesley
Sam's
Snipes.
gonna come and collect.
Oh yeah, they gonna get their money.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Wow. So
Benjamins or bars? Which one you want? You want to pay your money or you want to go behind bars?
either or, right?
Yeah.
Dang, but
Like, she ain't got enough ass to twerk to pay that bill.
so they're going back and forth in court. I guess based on that it's the Kardashians' fault that their show got canceled. Because remember, she had a reality show as well
Yeah.
with it was what was it, Rob in China.
Right.
So I guess that's what they're fighting.
Over the Rob and China show?
Yeah.
I
About
mean,
the cancellation.
but they don't have. I mean, I think it's a wash. Like, when the Kardashians already said that they canceled their show like a while back.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason. Rob isn't famous enough to keep a show going, and Black China ain't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they don't care about stepkids. That's the best way to put it.
So they were saying that they were it sounds stupid, I guess, but they were saying that I guess in court that they were fearing that China was gonna kill Rob.
Oh, I believe that.
You
She's
think
fucking
so?
crazy, bro. Most girls are. I'm not gonna say most girls, in case it's
Yeah.
What's the best way I could put it? I'm not gonna say strippers. Yeah, just most girls in general. Fuck it. I mean, I mean, it is what it is. Women are. Look at what's it called? Will Smith and Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
You know.
It's crazy. So you bring up Johnny Depp. So what do you think of that? I mean, because they were just telling me something about it, and I was like, nah, not Johnny Depp. He seems like the person that would be like he's not gonna tolerate shit like that.
I'm a perfect example, right?
Mhm.
Perfect example. My ex-wife, my second one to be exact. Not my first one. She's cool. She's crazy too. But my second one, my most recent past relationship, I guess you could say, she tried to kill me like 10 times. Right off the rip.
Damn.
Yeah. I beat a, well, I'm not going to say I did beat it, but I beat a domestic violence case. Right? Like, she came at me. She attacked me. Like, all the time. And the one time that I defended myself, I threw her off me. That's when the feds kicked in our door. for another reason. But the feds kicked in our door. And the thing is the feds at that time, I guess they had been watching this, like watching my house for months. And the feds told the city officials, the police, law enforcement that we were living in. And I can't go too much into everything, but told the officials and all of that, the law enforcement, that with what they had found, she was straight up lying. Like everything, you know. So whenever it came down to it, they're like, he has no history of violence like that or anything, and she's been lying the entire time about something completely different. And so they asked me if I wanted to press charges, and I was like, no. Like, she never had marks on her. I had all kinds of marks on me, you know. So when I hear about something like that with Johnny Depp and Will Smith, I completely believe it. Like, his wife has acted out in public before, you know. And I was just telling someone about that the other day. I was like, men don't speak up enough about things because I guess people see it as like we're men, like blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Supposed to be tough.
Yeah, like we're supposed to be tough, but there has to be a point where we speak up for ourselves, you know. And with that, when I was telling somebody they were going through that, and I told them, had I not defended myself and spoke up about it, I'd either be in the grave or I'd be doing state jail time for something I didn't even do, you know. So what if he doesn't, you know, if he didn't go to court, we'd see Johnny Depp playing the role of him dead, a live action film. You know what I'm saying? Or Rob Kardashian or Will Smith, you know. I think Will Smith, I don't know, man. I lost a lot of respect for him. Like with the whole Chris Rock thing.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that to Kevin Hart. He wouldn't do that to The Rock. He wouldn't do that to anybody. You can't pick and choose your battles. You can't choose when to be tough and let your wife boss you around.
Yeah.
But he accepted that as what you allow. You know?
I don't think that, at least for me, that wouldn't, I guess, stain up his legacy, if that's what you want to say.
I don't think it would stain his legacy, but I think Jada's trash right off the rip. She's complete garbage. Matter of fact, I hope I ever get to meet her one day so I can tell her.
Hey,
straight up.
Will's got to try to give you that.
I wish Will would. I don't give a shit how much money you got. I will beat your ass. From DFW around here, bro. Like, this ain't Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Far from Bel Air.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but my thing is, like, that happens a lot. That's pretty common. Men just don't speak about it like that. You know? So for something like that to happen, when people ask me, they're like, what do you think? And I was like, Jada's garbage. Like, with the whole entanglement thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Like, and then after that happened, right? This dude went on national TV, smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, right? Mm-hmm. And then she has the nerve to say, well, I never told him to do it, but sit your ass down and shut up. Go in the corner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he risked everything he did in one movement, you know, in one act of stupidity.
Yeah.
Right? And then at one point you were like, this is chivalry and blah, blah, blah. And then whenever they started pressing you, then you're like, nobody told him to do it. Like, that's just fucked up, you know? And then on top of that, the entanglement, and then allowing, what's that dude's name? August Alsina? Mm-hmm. Like, to do a diss track.
He did a diss track?
Oh, yeah. He did a song with Rick Rock, completely telling all and just embarrassing Will Smith. And Jada didn't do shit about it because she's probably still smashing him. You can't. I bet you wouldn't do any. And there's a shout out to any other artist in the DFW. If you ever smash my ex-wife or anybody like that and ever put a diss track, you're getting buried. It's just that simple, bro. Let me tell you right now.
Yeah.
There ain't enough money that can save you. Mm-hmm. You know. So for Will Smith to allow Jada to do that, I could definitely see why he would go crazy. Absolutely. I think he needs to go to rehab and get a good divorce lawyer. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole deal was crazy, dude. You know, down to the entanglement, to even the Willow letter to Tupac.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's crazy. Your own daughter, writing stuff like that.
Like that, you know what that is? We call that no nuts, no glory. Will Smith has no nuts, therefore has no glory. Look how they turned out.
So would you call Will like I
A
guess
pussy?
yeah, I guess the nice guy, you know what I mean? I guess it's true when they say nice guys don't they're always finished last, right?
All right, so let me ask you this. And I don't know your personal life. It's
Yeah.
just a general question, right? Would you allow that in your marriage?
Nah.
No, right?
Hell no.
Would you allow that? No, right? Most men wouldn't allow that, right?
Yeah.
So, especially like with the whole hint with Jada and Tupac and all of that,
Yeah.
like I have nothing against any organization. You know, I say this because I know a lot of people who have that. Like, you know, I don't want no certain group coming after me talking about, oh, you hate this and you hate that. I hate and I love everybody equally.
Yeah.
You know, I get that it doesn't pay my bills, so it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is if you can't stand up for yourself, I can just see, man, I can guarantee she runs him through the dirt.
Oh, you already can tell. That's off the
Yeah.
top.
Like, Rob, Black China ran him too. The Kardashians run every dude in their life. Every dude.
He's not even in the Kardashians
Yeah.
in the show.
Exactly. And, you know, they could say, oh, he wants to not be part of the media. But nah, that's not true because he did a show with Black China. Black China wanted to be a Kardashian.
Oh yeah.
That's why she wanted it. And when they cut it out, when they said, hey, we want no affiliation with her, that's why they're in court now because she can't get that money.
Mm-hmm.
And even with not being able to get that money, now she went in open court and fucking exposed herself like that. Now you got a whole new problem coming. I don't want that smoke.
Right.
Fuck no.
So
You know.
speaking of smoke, so Tyson was just on a flight to Miami, dude, and so there was, I guess, I don't know if there was a fan or just some dumbass dude being annoying, and Tyson had to put them iron hands on him, bro.
Yeah, he finna go behind iron bars.
Oh shit!
Shout out to Cap Atterbury.
He gave him a 2-piece special, bro.
Oh yeah. You know, if he would have did it like with no cameras around, I could see him getting away with it. Bro, you're on an American Airlines flight. I don't know if it was American Airlines,
Nah, I forgot what airline it was.
but you know, I work for American Airlines. Shout out to American Airlines.
Okay.
Right? Keep me employed. But you know, like, there's no way you're gonna beat that federal case. And even if the guy doesn't press charges, it's still a federal case.
But that's if the airline files charges, or just the feds could pick it up.
Feds can pick it up no matter what. It happened on a federal flight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's around, you know, the FAA.
Yeah.
You know, so either way, somebody's gonna pick it up. Like, there's no getting a way around that.
Yeah.
You know, and if they don't, he's gonna definitely be blacklisted from any flight. He ain't flying nowhere anytime soon. You know, it's just not gonna happen.
But it's Mike Tyson, bro.
Man, they don't give a shit.
He said they don't give
They
a
already
shit.
sent him to the feds once.
Yeah.
You know, like how you see like the Karens that get on flights and do this and that.
Mhm.
They all went to jail. Every single one.
So the video that I seen, it actually shows, I guess, is another passenger that has his phone out, and he's actually recording everything that's happening.
Right.
So I guess homeboy was saying that he was either drunk or on some mushrooms or some shit.
Who, Mike Tyson?
Nah, that dude,
The guy that got beat up?
yeah, the antagonizer.
Did he hit him first?
I didn't see, but supposedly when the camera wasn't rolling, that he threw a bottle at him or something, hit him with a water bottle.
I mean, either way, like
But you don't see it because when it comes into play, you know, all you see is Tyson putting them hands on him.
'cause you know what it is? It's not what he or she said. It's what you could prove. And with the internet now, like, there's no way Mike Tyson. It doesn't matter what Mike Tyson says at this point. He could be like, he talked about my mom. He could, he did whatever on video, and all those passengers, they're not gonna see the bottom. Maybe one person.
Yeah.
Maybe one. But the other 79 are gonna be like, Mike Tyson beat the shit out of him. Can I get an autograph? It's just what it is, man. He's lucky I won an air marshal on that flight.
The dude looked all sad after Tyson fucked him up.
Oh yeah.
And he said, "Nah, I'm not gonna press charges."
I mean, I would have, bro. I'd be driving. I'd have a Bentley outside. I would have pulled up to this interview riding on a horse.
Hey, I would have said, man, I got a $1.2 million ass whooping.
That airplane would have been named after me, bro. Straight up, like.
Yeah, I would have gone after to the airline too. Hey, hey, my life was in danger. He just came at me like this beast.
Did he get arrested when he got off the flight?
Nah, they got the cops were waiting for him in Miami as soon as the plane landed. But since homeboy said I'm not pressing charges,
bro, that's ridiculous.
So,
that I mean, if it had been any one of us, instantly to jail, no questions asked.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, that's ridiculous.
I mean, for one, we don't have the celebrity status,
yeah,
like Tyson does.
Right.
He's still considered a champ.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to jail. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't even be surprised if that dude recanted his story and says, "I do want to press charges."
Well, shit. Hey, we're gonna keep our eyes on that story, and we'll see what happens with that. But
I got punched on that flight.
Hey, but speaking of jail, man, and flight, dude, it's crazy. ASAP Rocky just, got arrested coming down from vacation. Him and Rihanna were coming back from, I believe it was Barbados.
Right.
And as soon as
that's where she's from, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So when the plane touched down, boom, ASAP got the cuffs ASAP.
Like, did he not learn when he was like locked up in Switzerland or something like that? Man, this is what makes me mad about artists like that. Like, dude, you got millions. You can do whatever you want, and you choose to do dumb shit. Dumb shit. Like, his career is over with.
So apparently, I guess he shot one of his homeboys that he had an altercation with, an argument or something. And I guess it happened a while back. And it just, I guess it's just finally caught up. And his homeboy, I guess, said that they were arguing about something. ASAP got mad, got heated, and pulled it out and shot once and grazed him in his hand.
He did a Tory Lanez and his friend was Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, but instead of the foot, he shot him in the hand.
Moron.
So,
like, if he gets away with this, right, then he's got to be one of the luckiest artists out there. Other than, cheating on Rihanna. Like, bro, you're a moron. That's like Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce. Like, y'all are just dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, idiot. Like, how you gonna shoot? Dude, anywhere you go, you're in the public eye. Anywhere you go. Like, when I said that I hope I was on that flight, because I'll sue the shit out of Mike Tyson. I'll sue the shit out of A$AP Rocky. Fucking all of them. Like, that's just crazy. Like, I don't know why people think that they're entitled to do certain things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you grew up in that lifestyle, like, once you got to the, where the status is at now, like, bruh, 50 Cent said it best, right? In an interview. I follow him heavy. Bought all his books, everything, right? I don't know exactly how he said it, but something similar to this. The interviewer told him, if you punch me, I'm going to go and I'm going to call all my boys and let them beat the shit out of me and sue you for that money, right? 50 Cent's response was, that's cool. Because I'm going to give that same amount of money to my boys. They're going to shoot you up and they're going to disappear. And the case is dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not condoning that. I'm not saying to go out there and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But in that situation, best idea ever. All right, let me not say best idea ever. But, that's something that I personally would consider. It makes sense, But you're at the point where you're in the public eye now. Like, dude, who cares if I argue? I don't argue with people. It's just that simple. I don't. Like, I was in the military. I've been shot at. I've been bombed at. I've been blown up. Everything. All of the following. I'm a highly decorated combat war veteran. I'm not finna argue with anybody at Walmart. I'm not finna argue over a gram, over an ounce. I'm not gonna argue over a bottle. None of that. You cut me off, you just cut me off. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not finna sit down and spend any time anywhere over anybody, much less shoot a friend in the fucking hand just to get arrested coming from Barbados.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you just came from a beach.
Yeah. And then not only that, we'll see what happens with that because, Rihanna's pregnant. And,
Bruh. That's
bad timing.
horrible timing,
So just
I mean,
imagine gets locked up, won't see his kid, but I'm pretty sure they'll, the lawyers will push it back. You know how that goes.
Yeah, but all the money that he made is going to go to lawyers. And if Rihanna decides to not stay with him, the rest of his money is going to go to child support. So he better drop an album. You know what I'm saying?
Better drop an album.
ASAP, you need features, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, that's just, it is what it is. You got people that are in that. I don't have no sympathy for them. That's what it is. I have zero sympathy.
It's like when certain people reach a certain status.
Yeah.
It's like they lose in touch with. It has to be that they lose in touch with reality.
Yeah.
I mean, because if I got millions, bro, and I attack somebody in the street, bro, I mean, you guarantee they're coming. He got a couple mil. I'm gonna go get paid.
Oh, yeah. Look at the paparazzi that Kanye pushed. That dude banked. But you know who didn't get pushed? Nobody by The Rock. Alicia Keys never stabbed nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know who makes a lot of songs about dope and makes millions and you never see in the public eye? Twista. Perfect example. You never hear shit about certain people. Because they make smart decisions. They're like, I'm not finna do that. Or they do like what 50 Cent talked about or, other methods. Like that's why a lot of people I don't respect or I have no sympathy for. I'm just like, bro, like, I would love to be in your shoes and I'm definitely not going to jeopardize it or lose that sense of reality like, oh, I'm too big to not get away with this or that or fucking knocked up Rihanna. You're a moron, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just stupid, bro. Like, I don't know. When people ask me, I don't have no sympathy for them. I'm just like, nah. Like, I don't care. Even like, I'm not putting any artists that I know out here personally, but I see certain people making certain moves, and I'm like, I'm happy for them. I don't have no hate towards anybody, But my thing is just like, I see them in certain situations. Like, I know a fellow artist that took for his chain, right? Like right in front of a whole bunch of people. And my thing is like, why would you wear that chain to these shows and you're growing in the industry status,
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless you got bodyguards with you, and even at that, like, sometimes I still can't say you.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a lot of, like, Texas legends, like, get put in their place in front of me. I'm not going to put them out, but it happens, Like when Yellow Beezy got shot up leaving the strip club in Euless. Like it happens. Or Yellow Beezy beating up what's his name, Mo3's manager, Rainwater. And that went viral. Dude settled for $1 million. $1 million. You know, that's what 1, 2, 4. It's like 400 features he had to do, because he charges 25,000 a feature. You know, I don't know if that's the exact math, but you know, whatever. You know, it's just stuff like that. It's just crazy to me. You know, like how do you get to that certain status? Not even that certain status, just in general. And like you said, lose that sense of reality. Like, oh, it can never happen to me. It can never do this. Ti pays fucking $500,000 a year in security alone. $500,000. Like, I don't see how, you know, if you get to that point, like, I wouldn't be arguing with my boy. Like, nah. Like, bro, get the fuck out of my car. Like, you know what I mean? And then to be driving around with a pistol and then let it off in his own car or wherever he was at. Idiot, bro. Sit your ass down. Ariana said hi. You know? Like,
Okay, so Cocomo, we're gonna get ready to interrogate you. You're in the casting seat.
in the Pornhub couch. The most controversial artist I take it.
Hey, so we're gonna, give the audience a chance to get to know you, dude. Get to know you, a little bit of your history, your story. Like I said, everybody got a story, man. It's time to tell your story, man. So let's start in the early stages of Kokomo, bro.
It's a young Cocomo.
So I guess was the music in you already, or?
Yeah. I mean, I come from a family of musicians, like in general. Like my dad's side of the family, they do a lot of reggae artists from the islands, like Bob Marley or stuff like that. And on my mom's side of the family, my mom's Polish. My grandfather, he actually used to open up for Frank Sinatra.
Oh wow!
Like he was the opening act for decades for him. So, but like my mom's side of the family, they could sing, and my dad's side of the family, they could sing too. But they're more like the drummers, the guitar players, band members, stuff like that. So, but ever since I was young, like I started out freestyling, freestyle battling, mostly freestyling at house parties,
Back in high school?
Yeah, not like since like elementary. Well, even in elementary, I was winning contests for poetry. Contest for poetry. Like in 5th grade, I won like $5,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah, my mom has it like framed in her room.
Wow!
Yeah, like not the 5,000. They blew that, whatever. I never seen it, but like I started out doing poetry and freestyling as I got older, and it got to the point where I had wrote so many poems. I was actually gonna publish a book of poetry, like before, like right out of high school, and I had lost the book. I forgot what happened, but
And this is before you even got interested in the music game.
oh yeah, way before that. Like I was always interested in music, but I would just freestyle just because I like to do it, So growing up, I would, like in high school, go to parties, freestyle. They'd have the DJ. I'd pay the DJ like $50 unless I knew him. I'd be like, bro, just give me the mic and throw on the beat. I don't even care if there's people on the song. I'll rap over these motherfuckers. Just have the whole party going until it got to the point where every house party, they'd be like, bro, like I pay you $100. I wouldn't even ask them for money. I didn't even know how much to ask for. So if somebody told me $100, it was like offered me like 10,000. Hell yeah, I'd do it, and then rock the party and shit like that.
So when was the last time you actually spit out a couple bars on a freestyle session?
Like live or like at the house or like driving in my car?
just period, bro.
On the way to work, stuck in traffic yesterday.
That was the last time?
Yeah, I mean I freestyle all the time. Like I get a lot of bars like that I put in songs just from freestyling. Like for example, I have a song with the artist called Just In Case. I don't know if you know who that is, but me and him, we got a song about to come out, and I was freestyling and I came up with the hook, right? So whenever I heard the beat and I put on the hook, and instantly they're like, "That's it," And then what's some of the verses? So this is how the hook goes, right? They want to beat me. No. I'm trying to be me. Now they want to beat me. Why they want to lie on me? Just like that chokehold, put pressure till that smoke blows. You better lay it down. You don't want to ride on me. You know? And that, I freestyled it, and I almost wrecked when I was driving because I stopped, you know, like in the freeway. I was like, oh shit, that was a hard-ass bar. I was like, oh shit, I almost wrecked into the fucking car. You know? But just stuff like that. Like, I was just start freestyling, and like one of the verses of that song, it goes, how the fuck does it go? It talks about hoes and hogs. But it goes, hold on. It goes, I got enough. I'll come back to it. I'm trying to think of the bars, but either way, like, you know, just when I'm driving or, you know, whatever, I'll start freestyling. Or if I get in certain groups or people are freestyling or whatever, I'll automatically jump in. Automatically.
So you know I got the Brainasium where I throw in the instrumental if you're feeling.
Oh yeah.
You feeling it?
Yeah, just like what is it? The like Arson and all of them did it. The 7 Fingers of Death or something beats of death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like they throw on the instrumental and then they just go to it. Oh yeah, bro. I'm 97.9 to be freestyle champ. It don't matter what beat you throw on. It could be country, it could be reggae, it could be two-step, fucking polka.
Hey Jordan, what do we got in the archives, bro? We got anything?
Oh yeah.
So I named it the Brainasium. Nice. Back in the day when we used to go out there on the city grind, city hustle, pop trunk on them boys, all over the city of Dallas, man. We used to pop trunk, but in the way to little destinations, either to a club, to our spot at Traders Village where we used to post up and sell CDs. Nice. Man, hey, we would always roll one up, and then they would always throw a beat in, and somebody would start freestyling. So that's that's where
how you do it. Yeah,
that's where it came from, the Brainasium.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So so for years, you know what I mean, we would throw in a beat, and somebody would get the courage and spit a couple bars straight off the dome.
That's how I remember. I was like, I was still in high school, and me, Mowdy, and DJ Big Baby, rest in peace. Like we'd always Ernest the doorman, they'd always get us in the DMX.
Yeah.
And it was actually Mowdy and Big Baby that threw me on stage, and they dropped the beat, and they're like, just kill it. And I had all the DMX going crazy, and I was like, they're like, bro, because you know the way I met them was me and Mowdy was DJing at a house party that I went to, and he heard me freestyle, and he's like, bro, come to DMX, and I was like, I always come to fucking DMX, like that was a spot, you know.
Oh yeah.
So he was like, all right, he goes, come this Sunday at the Whip It, and I'm gonna throw you on there. I was like, on the Whip It, because I gotta do some push-ups, bro. Like,
Whip It.
You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, nah, he's like, just come up there. He's like, find me and I'll throw you on stage. So they did it, and I just killed it, all the DMX, you know.
Damn, that was legendary times.
Oh yeah,
epic times at DMX. Shout out to me, Mowdy. Rest in peace, Big Baby, man.
Rest in peace.
Oh yeah,
you know, DJ G-Rock, Ernest the Doorman, AJ working the security.
AJ, yeah. Shout out to AJ. I be running into AJ at the gym.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He be
If you ain't made no bad decisions or made any bad baby mamas at DMX.
Bad.
The Whip It. We're not gonna talk about the Whip It.
Legendary Whip It. Man, if you're from Dallas, you know.
Oh yeah. Know. If you remember going there, if you were there when it was open during that time, oh yeah, you had a great time. Man, that line was, people would wait all night to get in there. They didn't give a shit.
Yo.
Hey.
Do we got to be ready? Hey, so here we go with the Brainasium. We got my boy Cocomo, man. Drop that beat, man.
Hold on. Kind of sound like 3.
I mean, you gotta think.
Okay. Hold up. Y'all hear me now? Yeah, they gonna hear me today. Hold up. Yo. I'm back with the game when I flip with the two Cocomo, bit the boy that be riding on game. 8 1 G's, we in this bitch, you better know why we poppin' cane. Piss off that top, off that dome, the wherever you riding on cone. 24s on that black on black, better know why we send them home. That A-double-G, that Cocomo music, shout out to Stony Crook. We in that North D, Triple D, why we keep them shook. Let me run that game, I'm flipping that foes, when popping that cap. Cocomo be the boy that be off that track. Eastside Ag, we on that map. And he with G's, we in that bitch. But to know why we chop and screw it. They said, told me to slow it down. Ag 10 is how we do it. I'm from that Joyston Pioneer. Baby, yo, down the Park Road. We hitting the fools, we kicking them nose. You better know why we ripping the flows. 16 bars when I break that bitch. 24's back when I roll that shit. Catch me off that game. The Eastside Ag turn back when we run this bitch.
What?
To Brown and Street, my niggas back in the game, we hitting the flows. Back out the check, I might have said that twice, you know we ripping the flows. That's it, Cocomo music, Stony Cook.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Hell yeah, man. Cocomo ripping it on that freestyle session, man. The
sober
Brainasium, bro. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So, me and you earlier were talking. So you say you actually battled, what's his name, Jin from Rough Riders.
That was probably my my biggest battle. That was 60,000 people at the LA Staples Convention Center. That was crazy.
How did that whole deal? I guess how did you link up on that or get hooked up on that?
It was actually DJ K-Slay, rest in peace. He's the one that set that up. At the time, I had been battling all through the West Coast, and kind of it was like right when Smack DVD and all of that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And we were down in San Diego at the time, and he was there for some promo run. I forgot which artist it was. I think it was Papoose. And we were just out there, same thing, freestyling and all of that. And he was like, let me hear y'all battle. So he just started pointing people out and just ate them alive, you know. And so they had me into this contest. And the first contest, I won like $1,000. He wasn't even there until the very last one. He was like, if you make it to this part, then, you know, I'll see you. If not, then take your picture and keep it moving, you know?
Yeah.
And so I made it to the last one, and they're like, this is right when that time with B2K. What's that movie? With B2K right there, with Omarion and all of them. Like the dancing movie.
Yeah,
or whatever. So it was like right around that time, like 04, 05 when that came out. And whenever we had, they had almost the same thing. Skip Cheatham was there too. That was the second time I linked up with Skip Cheatham. Excuse me. And well, I won that 10,000, and they're like, all right, the next battle is you get the winner battles or has a chance to battle Jin from Rough Riders. And at that time, he had just won 106 and Park.
Okay.
So that's big, you know. Back then it was big. So I was like, if I beat him, then I can officially say I beat the 106 and Park freestyle champ. And the dude signed the Rough Riders, and they had all the Rough Rider affiliates there. And they're like, yeah. So we went 8 rounds. The fucker beat me in the last round. He's really that talented, you know. Especially then, because he was, you know, it was fresh off the, you know, off of being off 106 and Park. So it's not like, you know, battle rappers now where you have 3 weeks to prepare and, you know, they talk about shit that they don't do. You know, a lot of rappers talk about shit that they don't do.
Yeah,
but in the battle business, specifically, no beat. See, it's hard to do it with a beat because you don't have time to think. Like, you got to rip them head to toe. You got to have punchlines. You know what I mean? So, to go 8 rounds with him, like, then, I probably, if I were to battle me then would eat me alive now. Like, shit. Like, I get paid to rap, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in that genre of music and that time, like, you had to come with it. There wasn't no half step, and there wasn't enough clout that could get you there, or who you know. Like, it was just pure skill and talent.
It's crazy because a lot of these artists nowadays, a lot of them can't freestyle, don't freestyle, don't
Nah,
practice freestyle.
they can't freestyle.
And shit, I'm like, man, if you're an MC and I don't get why you can't freestyle.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I mean? A lot of the great ones, they all freestyle. DMX, Jay Z, Eminem.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The goes on.
There's a shortage of, in my opinion, of original artists. You know,
Mm,
like there's a lot of mumble rappers. There's a lot of, people might be good with a pen and paper. That's cool. Hey, I don't knock it at all. But when it comes to that type of genre, like, nah, there ain't people freestyling out there no more. There ain't people using talent. You know,
hmm
that's just what I think.
So you mentioned earlier. You mentioned serving in the military.
Yes, sir. Did 5 years in the Marine Corps, 7 years in the Navy. Salute.
Hey,
Yut.
salute you for your service, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about that era, because you were also doing shows
Oh yeah,
for the military, correct?
yeah. So at the beginning,
Mhm.
so doing house parties and stuff like that here at home, but having the opportunity to travel all across the nation, I just had the idea, well, if they have it at home, they have it here too. And so every city, every place I was stationed at, whether it's Florida, Georgia, Virginia, Cali, Japan, everywhere, Kuwait, like I took advantage of everywhere I was at. I was like, I'm finna hop into this club and do this show. I'm gonna hop into this local. This is when like local mics, open mics were like starting to come up. Like they had a lot of open mics, but it was like poetry or, like rock bands or, you know what I mean? They didn't have it for hip hop artists. So whenever we created that genre, like whenever that started to pop off, I took advantage of it. They might have had it in certain places like Hollywood or South by Southwest. But if you think about it, back then, like especially when y'all were pushing everything, they didn't have that a lot. The outlet for artists. Now it's everywhere, which is amazing. But then they didn't, so you really had to put in work. So every place I would go, that's how I met DJ K-Slay and them. That's how I met a lot of people. So when they got to that point, it was it was definitely a blessed opportunity. And so doing all of that, when I came back home, so everywhere that I would go over a period of years, when I came back home, a lot of people, they remember me from my house parties and DMX, but it was different. Like 5-6 years passed. So then that's when I did the 97.9 The Beat, when they're doing the Freestyle Fridays. And I just killed everybody that ever showed up.
Did you ever? Remember it was called the Caribbean Bar and Grill?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you ever go in there? What's his name? Used to host Head Crack.
Yeah, Head Crack. So Keynote, who's also part of him and Head Crack are part of the Bodega Brothers.
Yeah.
So when I won the 97.9 The Beat, at that time, who was hosted by Keynote and Super K, that's when he's like, all right, you did it on radio. Let me see you do it in person. And I went to Caribbean Grill and destroyed those motherfuckers too. That's also the weekend that I met Hurricane Chris when he came out with A Baby. And we were in the same place, and he was like, man, well, he has a thick Louisiana, he's from the Boot. And shout out to Allendale, my people out there. And he was like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? He has like that. I don't know.
Country.
Yeah, like some real country accent.
Swamp country.
Yeah, like deep in the swamp.
Yeah.
Fucking lose your money casino accent. And he was like, come out there to the Boot. But at that time, I was waiting to get shipped to Afghanistan when that happened. So I didn't get a chance to go out to Louisiana then. But that's when we did the Caribbean Grill and all of that. I wish Hurricane Chris would have got on the mic so I could have destroyed him too. But he didn't want to do it.
So when you're in the military, did you actually fight, or you were just stationed here in the States?
Yeah, no, I was stationed here in the States, But when I got deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, I was in the Marine Corps and I did 2 tours of Iraq. I got tired of going to Iraq, so I got the Marine Corps and I joined the Navy, and they sent me to Afghanistan. I was like, bro, what are the odds of that? But the same, like, to give you an example, you know Chris Kyle, the American Sniper, right? The movie American Sniper about Chris Kyle. So the same person that trained him, or one of the main people that trained him, were one of the same people that trained me in Afghanistan. I trained under him. Let me rephrase that. He didn't train me specifically, you know. Like, just to give an example of the type of work or environment that we were in out there. You know, shout out to PRT Ghazni. Shout out to the 82nd and the 101st Airborne out there. Y'all did y'all's thing. And all them dudes in South Carolina. You know, I got to shout them out on people. But, you know, without them, like, I wouldn't have been home today, you know. Without all my fellow Marines and everything, I wouldn't be who I am today. You know, like, they helped me along the way. Actually, when I battled Jin, there's actually 2 of my close friends that I was in. I call them my brothers. I served in the Marine Corps with. They're the ones that actually told me, they're like, dude, don't be a pussy. Like, just go up there and do it. If you win, you're instantly famous, and you buy out your contract from the Marine Corps. And if you don't, well, then you're just buying fucking lunch and the gas all the way back. I was like, fuck. So I ended up buying lunch and spending gas. But, you know, if it hadn't been for them, like, I wouldn't have even took that opportunity. Because I believed in myself, but not enough to drive to L.A. and battle in front of 50, almost 60,000 people. Which, by the way, is a fucking scary thing to do. Like, I don't give a shit what nobody's there. And you got 60,000 people looking at you, you know, you fuck up one word, like,
it's over.
Oh, yeah. Dude, like, I was shaking like a stripper. I ain't gonna lie, you know. But it was still an awesome opportunity and experience, you know.
So you got to perform also for the soldiers?
Oh, yeah, for the troops.
Yeah.
So they had, when I was in Afghanistan, I had, we had about 5,000 to 10,000 people at one time at where we were at, you know. So 4th of July was coming up, and one of the guys that run, like, he was a facility maintenance. Like, he kept sure, like, all the ACs were running in the tents and, you know, stuff like that. And he was like, hey, 4th of July, everybody here is going to do, like, little cookouts or, you know, whatever, right? He was like, we have the sound system. Will you guys perform? It was me and another dude, Specialist Cleveland. He was out of Georgia. Shout out to New GA, Zone 3, right? So I was like, fuck it. Like, let's do it. So off his MacBook, we printed out, like, we were recording in an ammo tent. So just picture, like, this building, or like just this office specifically, it's armored, right? So it was quiet because it was armored, so you didn't hear it. Canceled out a lot of noise. So where I worked whenever we weren't out on missions, that was like my work area. So I was like, well, fuck it. Like, there's only 2 of us, and one of the guys, my boss, like, he was never in there, and the other guy didn't like me, so he didn't want to be in there when I was in there. So it worked out great for me. So we had the deadbolts, no multiple locks, so we just lock it ourselves in there, and we recorded, like, hustle and flow, you know. Whenever we recorded, we shut off the AC, got hot as hell, turned the AC back on, you know, and we would, you know, record tracks like that. So we, like, all the beats, I would say, like, free downloads. So we recorded off of all of those. And before the show, we printed out, like, maybe 3,000 copies. And it just so happened that on that show, there was, like, 6,000 people there. Sold all 3,000 to 4,000 copies. We created our own show. We stole the Afghanistan truck. we made it into a flatbed. We put speakers on there. We had one of the guys who used to DJ back home. Yeah. He was our DJ. And it just turned out it made CNN and multiple websites. And, you know, people were like, dude, like, you made CNN. And, you know, you're a war hero that put on your own 4th of July show. And we ended up doing that like 2 other bases. So that that was cool. And when I told people about that, they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "You officially did a 3-country international tour." And at the time, I didn't think about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." I just kind of brushed it off.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, they're like, "Dude, you did a 3-country tour." I was like, "Yeah, bitch, I did it." So it was like off of doing our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Performing for the troops that didn't have music. Other than like LimeWire or different websites where you can
Dang, I
stream.
haven't heard LimeWire in forever.
Yeah, right. So like having like just different outlets
Mm.
online where they could just listen to new music, they didn't see actually people perform. But the good thing about that is whenever with those CDs, it happened to get into the hands of a DJ who, he was Polish Special Forces. Shout out to Polish Special Forces, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Russia, you know what I'm saying? But they had he's a Polish DJ in Poland, and another one, like a couple other different countries. So they're already spinning my music by the time I made it home. They had left before I did, and he was like, "We like this song." And the next thing you know, I had I don't know what's it called, sound scan or something. I forgot what it was called,
Mm-hmm.
but you can see where your music's being played, and they would send me like screenshots on the email of like, look, this is it playing, live video. This is how they're moving in Poland. That's how they're moving in Amsterdam. I was like, oh shit! Like, but by that time it's already like a year later, and I came out with new material, and I'm like, what about this one? And they're like, nah, we don't like that song. I was like, fuck. I was like, but that's how that came apart. From performing in house parties and shows to performing overseas, to when I came back to performing on national tours, that's pretty badass.
So when you were out there, you got to meet the president.
Obama and George Bush Jr.
Okay.
So George Bush Jr. I met him. It was like 2002. And I didn't get a chance to talk to him or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't even get a chance to shake Obama's hand, but I did shake George Bush Jr.'s hand. So Obama was like in the same area. Everybody got to see him.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there's a lot of Secret Service, bro. Like it ain't gonna happen. George Bush, like he stayed there specifically to take pictures. Obama was mostly there to meet the Purple Heart veterans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Purple Heart recipients, people that got wounded in combat, which, shout out to them, So I just happened to be at the same place and be close enough to where I could be like, that's Obama. You
Yeah.
know, like somebody's Uncle Leroy, the smooth uncle at the cookout.
Yeah.
George Bush Jr. looks old in person. Like completely old.
Looks totally different.
Dude, he looks like, you ever seen those bitter beer face commercials?
Yeah.
There you go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like without the whole makeup that they put on you and all that behind the camera, in person, bruh, he looks old. Nice dude.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong. I ain't talking bad about him, but he ain't winning no beauty contest no time soon, bro.
So total, you served what? How long was it? 12 years?
12 years.
Man, well, appreciate you for your service, man.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. So earlier you mentioned also Stony Crook.
Stony Crook,
Mr. Pookie.
representative,
Yeah.
Texas legend, Mr. Pookie. Signed to him at the end of 2017.
2017?
Yeah, early 2000. It was like a week left in the 2017. So I don't really know how you want to put that, But I've been signed to him, and got the tattoo, Stony Crook, And I mean, it's cool. It's I like to call myself the most successful artist that you may or may not know.
Yeah. So you worked with, well, why don't you tell us of the various artists you actually work with?
As far as like performing on stage,
Performing stages, dropping songs.
as far as like with songs, I got tracks coming out with Flip, Pokey, Tom Tom, a lot of different artists.
Mm.
As far as rocking the stage, every screwed up click artist you could possibly mention, with the exception of Zero. Every Dallas legend you could think of, and not just like doing a show, like opening up for them. Like me and them are headliners in multiple cities, in multiple states. So being on tour a lot, I've been on like 8 tours already, and I gotta give that up to A Dot. He's helped me out a lot along the way, you know. A Dot, if you're listening, shout out, bro.
Shouts out to A Dot. What's
You know,
up, bro?
He's definitely good people, you know. If you're looking to any artist out there, if you're looking to move up in your music career or do anything, you know, there's definitely a lot of people that I would consider talking to. Him, Accomplice, Cat Daddy. I rock multiple shows with Accomplice. We've done what's it called? Volcano in the Latin Energy Festival. He actually brought me out on the Latin Energy Festival. I thought that was pretty cool. Him and Word Life. And I've done shows. Cat Daddy brought me out. Like I see a lot of I listen to all your podcasts, by the way. And
Appreciate it.
And like everybody that I've seen so far, like I've rocked either stage with them, or they brought us out, or they were hosting the event, or you know what I mean. But I mean every Texas artist, at least for the most part, that you can even name, like you could just name one, and I can give you almost exact date and time when we rocked the stage or we've made money together.
Yeah.
You know, when I say make money together, like the billboards, I do billboards. I'm the billboard king, you know. So what I would do, just to give an example, a lot of people think that they drop a song or they're gonna make music and they're instantly gonna be famous. Doesn't work that way. Like you lost your goddamn mind, right? Like the music business is not for the weak, and it's definitely not for the dumb. Like you got to be creative, you know, on how you do things. So when people ask me, they're like, "How have you done all these shows with all these people, and you don't have a video? How can you be signed to Stony Crook with Mr. Pookie, a legend, and not have dropped, you know, a track with him or I've never dropped an album. My first album's coming this year or next year, you know, whenever I fucking feel like it. But like, you know, they're like, how come you've never done a lot of these things? It's not because I don't want to, you know. It's not that. It's more of when I dropped my first mixtape in 2014, I put it on 14 different billboards across the Metroplex. And off of that, I sold 40,000 copies in 9 months. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and the billboard was up for a month. And literally from there, you know, I used it to my advantage. I was like, all right, I'm going to drop another billboard on this side of town, and I'm going to push CDs there. I'm going to drop it on this side of town. You know, if I got booked for a show in Sherman, Texas, I dropped a billboard, the only billboard I could find in fucking middle of nowhere, Sherman, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So when I got there, it was a sold out show. People were like, man, who the fuck is Cocomo? You know, then I show up. And then boom, you know, I'd perform my music, you know. And the good thing is, I feel I made good enough music to where you buy my shit after you heard it, you know. And then people are like, oh shit, he's here with Big Tuck. He's here with this person. He's here on this billboard. And then boom, you know, I just took advantage of every scenario and situation to where meeting a lot of people along the way where I would just like, listen, for example, I'm going to drop a billboard. I'm going to make sure you get put on there, right?
Yeah.
In that same thing, I tell you, hey, you get me 2 people, you know, which is already a discounted price in the world because you're not going to find a price ever that beats my prices, you know? And so that puts money in your pocket. So now anytime let's say you have a show coming up with, you know, I don't know, Big Tuck, right? And you're like, hey, They tell you, hey, we'll let you get one artist on there. Man, I'm gonna keep Cocomo on mine. He shoots a lot of business my way. It's a business strategy.
Of course.
It's all marketing. And then from that, it got me into my first movie. Put the first movie on the billboards. It got me to the second movie. Put up another billboard to where I signed a 5-movie deal. To where signing distribution deals with certain artists. I don't want to name them yet until it's official and all of that. But at least if you put all of that into consideration, in a period of, let's just say 10 years, in 10 years the dude's done 2 movies, 5 singles, 40,000 mixtapes, and 30 shows that he headlined. And in those 30 shows, most of those shows were mine. So what I would do is I would say, all right, I made $5,000. I'm going to book 0. And on the billboard, because it's going to go on the billboard, it's 0 and me performing live, right? So a lot of people, they pay to play. They pay like, oh, you pay $500 and you get to perform on this show. Which I do the exact same thing. The only difference is I put you on the billboard. So if you're an upcoming artist, you're Elm Street. You're upcoming. You're season 2 now. Shout out to having me on this season 2, by the way.
That's what's up.
But now it's like you use that as a marketing tool. You're like, look, bitch, I'm on the billboard. Now you can go to your sponsors and be like, look, for a certain price to help fund my podcast and my business ventures, I'm gonna put you on the billboard. So now it's the show flyer. The next billboard is Elm Street. The next billboard is your sponsor. Now they're like, all right, our budget is open up. Elm Street put us on a billboard. Bro, instead of giving you $500 for the year, let's make that $10,000 for the year. Now you can do a hell of a lot more with that. And at the same time, you're like, look, Cocomo, here's the X amount of money. Then the next show I booked Twister. Now it's Cocomo and Twister. And at the same time, all of these shows are being thrown. That's how all the screwed up click, all of the DSR, most of the DSR, all the Stony Crook, you see what I'm saying? In a period of so many years. So when people ask me, like, how did you get to where, not how did you get to where you're at, but how did you make all of these things possible? Because it all started with believing in myself and putting up my money to put up a billboard. To where when I finally dropped the fucking album, I sold out.
Yeah. So you invested in yourself.
Oh yeah, you got to. If you're waiting for a handout, it ain't gonna happen. Unless it's your handout, investing in yourself. Like my lady, her name is Ashley Paulo, sports therapy specialist at Dallas, right? She invested in herself. We helped believe in that dream, and boom, put it on the billboards. On top of her own work ethic and, like hard work will always beat talent. It doesn't matter how good of an artist you are, you know what I'm saying? You put you next to me, you're going to lose. Unless you're like Mo3 or Yellow Beezy, or like Accomplice or other artists that I feel or have put in the work, But other than that, it's really not going to happen, Either A, you're going to rap and tell on yourself and catch a fucking case, which a lot of people do, B, you're going to get robbed or shot for it, right? Rest in peace, Mo3. Rest in peace, King Von. I'm not saying anything. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. I can keep going. The list continues.
Yeah.
Or 3, you're going to make smart business moves and invest in yourself or,
So let me ask you, since we're on the subject, as far as in the music biz and stuff like that. So I hear in Dallas, it's, I guess this word is being flown around very in the tip of people's tongues very easily. What do you call it? A gatekeeper.
Yeah.
What do you think of the? To me, when I this is what my opinion is on this subject. As far as there's a lot of dudes out here in the industry, believe that there are these gatekeepers, but to me, I guess it wouldn't be a good thing as far as like if you're known to be a gatekeeper that you're just, you know what I mean, taking somebody's I guess bread to help them out on their career, but then that person's career don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out here floating around talking about I'm a gatekeeper, I'm a this, I'm a that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, it ain't a good thing to be known as at least in my book, it's not a good thing to be known as a gatekeeper.
So I'm glad you answered that question. I'm about to break some hearts. Let me take a sip of this real quick.
Go ahead, man, cause it's crazy. Last time I had George Lopez out here. Shout out to George Lopez. What's up, man?
Shout out to George Lopez.
Yeah, make sure to check out his. He got a podcast called the Realist Podcast. So y'all make sure.
I think it's him and Big Tuck.
Yeah, make sure y'all check that out. Tune in, and I brought up the same subject about the gatekeepers. You know what I mean? And he has some interesting interesting things to say about that subject. One thing he did say was like, well, go ahead, pay them so they could get you to the point that you need to be.
Right.
And then once you get to that point, you don't no longer need these gatekeepers.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't necessarily call them gatekeepers. So, in my opinion, I think that the list that they have is completely fucked up. Completely. For example, Rainwater, right? Mo3's manager. Formerly Mo3's, I don't really know how to word that. But people call him a gatekeeper. I don't think he's a gatekeeper at all. Not even the slightest bit. The reason being is, let's just say let's say I'm him, right? And you paid me. You're not paying me to blow up in the city. You're paying me for my network. And unless he specifically puts you on, like he did Mo3, or like he helped with Mo3, because DJ D-Real technically is the one who put Mo3 out before whatever issues that they had. Shout out to DJ D-Real. He don't get enough credit in my opinion. But even certain people like what's his name, Lorenzo, Smooth Vega, I have nothing against him at all. But my thing is unless you're actually putting artists on in that position to where they can perform in front of those crowds, whether they pay or whatever, like until you're actually putting them on, you can't be a gatekeeper in my eyes. What are you doing? Well, Paul Wall. I'm not talking about him specifically. I'm just as an example. I think he's a smart, talented person, hard worker. Or anybody else that you can name. But I think that the real gatekeepers are the people that can put you onto those shows, like A-Dot, like certain other artists, other managers or management companies, And the reason why I use A-Dot as a perfect example is he worked with the label to fund his own label, to put artists on, to put artists in situations where they can perform, So if you don't give people like that credit that they do deserve, then they can't say like, there's not, you can't name 5 artists that any gatekeeper put on at all. As a matter of fact, I'll give you $100 if you can. George Lopez can't. Why? He put on DSR. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that, But he's not accepting new clients to put on his label, to put on DSR. Name another artist outside of DSR.
Well, no, I know he has his what is it? His company he has where he's pumping out Ice Jizzle, upcoming artists.
But that's under his company though.
Yeah.
Like, and there's, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody or anything. That's just how they handle business, and that's cool. I respect that for them. I respect them for that, But if you're talking about gatekeepers, in my opinion, if you hold the gate to the key to the city, if you could put people on, who are you putting on? Your artists, or are you actually helping artists get put on? I don't agree with any artists and handouts. You know, like there's no way if you ain't put in your time. You know, like you pay to get in the ride to Six Flags, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you don't get to play the games for free. You see what I'm saying? So you might pay to get on the show, but if you don't put in the hard work, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen.
Can't play.
I asked a known DFW artist. I asked just recently, actually, right? I asked him. I said, "Have you ever been on tour?" He said, "No." I said, "Have you ever been on tour out of state or any out of state shows?" Right? Like a lot of people say they performed in the state of Texas, but have you ever performed more than 3 cities, more than 4 cities? Not gonna happen. Very few. You know. I don't want to be known just in Dallas. I got people in almost every state buying my shit. You know? Like, no matter what it is. You know, so my thing is, if you're a gatekeeper, what are you holding the key to? Your own artist? That's cool, but you're not a gatekeeper, bro. Great business, somebody to know in business, absolutely. Like Michael Watts, he ain't bringing in. You can't just go to him and be like, "Look, I want to pay you and be on your next show." He's gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of here." The promoter booked me. Holler at the promoter. You know what I'm saying? Like another great person, you know who I think is another gatekeeper? Ralph the promoter. Do you know who that is?
Ralph, yeah.
Yeah, that dude, he taught me a lot. Shout out to Ralph the promoter and PFL. If y'all don't know who those people are, and not just you specifically, but people who listen to the podcast, like those are great people to know. Nicholas Ray, you know, with Making Dollars ENT, he ran his own bar for the longest, had people on. That's a gatekeeper. That's the people that can put you in a position to move forward. You know, and not just on, like you can buy streams. You can go on Instagram and pay somebody to, you know, hey, you know, shout me out, which isn't a bad thing because it's still marketing at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but if I'm gonna pay money, I'll pay money for numbers. Hell yeah, I'll pay for shows. Absolutely. Look where you're at. Look where I'm at. Whose investment worked out better? When I went to those cities, the day before or the day of, I was out there pushing out CDs. Hey, check me out tonight. Come back to the night. Bring your lady. Bring your boys with you. Matter of fact, I'll buy the first shot. I remember one show I did in Commerce, Texas. Shout out to my boy Sweets. Damon Duggan. That's his name. They call him Sweets. That's his own. I don't know. That's his nickname. Right?
Yeah.
Cool people, though. I paid like $200 in shots to just people in Commerce that I met while I was out there. They brought 10 fucking people with them each. And that's the first show that I did outside of, no, that wasn't the first show I did outside of the city, but that was the first show that I did 4 hours outside of the city. Drove 4 hours, sold the show out. You know what I'm saying? And I went back there for 4 months straight, every Saturday. Every Saturday. And he was like, "I'll cover gas and $50. But I didn't care at the time because I was just like, dude, I got people finishing my songs that you couldn't even find online. Like you had to buy a physical copy. And then they got bootlegged, which I wasn't complaining. I was like, shit, at least they're bootlegging my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what a gatekeeper is to me. Somebody who can put you on. Whether you pay, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like if they can help you advance in your career, they can put you in front of 500 people. Now, is your music good enough to rock 500 people? Play it in front of people who don't like you. That's my opinion. I play a song in front of people I don't like all the time. Or they don't like me, or they may not like me. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I like honest opinions. Like, my girl, once again, Ashley. She literally, like, she will be brutally honest with me. I don't like her. But she listens to my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. If you don't have somebody in your team that will hurt your feelings, you're in the wrong business, bro. Or change new friends.
Yeah.
You know? Like with her, we start started business together.
Hey.
Don't forget to rent your bounce house from us, all around party rental service. You know what I'm saying? But that's all around party rental service. But, you know, like when I play my music in front of her, she'll tell me, garbage. Bitch. You know, I be mad as shit. I'm not talking to you for fucking an hour. I mean, like 10 minutes later, I talk to her, but still.
Yeah.
You know, but you need that. You know, if your music.
Not
can't
trying to
rock
have
it.
all those yes people around.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I don't
what
play
mean?
none of my music to them.
They just
I
dick
do. I just want to
riding.
get hyped up. I do it.
You know, like, you know, people that are close to me, you know, same thing. I'd be like, what's up?
Yeah.
What do you think? You know, improvements. What do you think? You know, I don't want, oh, it's dope. You know, you're it. And I was like, nah, I don't want that shit. Because I'm
Look,
like,
bro,
man,
go ahead and buy my whole trunk full of shit. Like,
don't prepare that sandwich and expect me to eat that bitch.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my mom said I was born that night, but not last night.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. I want honesty, just like you're saying. You know what I mean? I want somebody to give it to me straight. You know what I mean? No chaser. Just boom down the hatchet.
Like with me, like, people tell me all the time, they're like, how did you get to where you're at? And you just got off work. Bitch, I did just get off work.
Gotta get grinded.
Like, she told me on the way here, she's like, you should have got your hair braided. Why? I still look like a fucking bummer now. I look like I literally just jumped off a fucking plane working it. Which I literally fucking did. You know? But that's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, this or that. And then I tapped in and I started doing music with some reggae artists. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, you know, why are you paying money to get on it with this artist? And I told them, I said, the artists that I'm doing music with, they've all charted in the reggae genre. So if my song charts, I don't chart just on the hip hop. I chart in 2 different fucking genres. I'm like Nelly. He charted on rap and he charted in country with Tim McGraw.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, if I did a song right now with Tim McGraw, I could sound like complete fucking garbage, and I'm gonna chart. You know what I'm saying? That's a great investment. I don't care. They could be like, you're the worst fucking singer ever. Bitch, you're gonna rap my shit at karaoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I don't care if people are like, oh, you know, so-and-so is better than you. Dude, in 05, I was getting compared to Jeezy and Jay-Z. Just off of my bars alone. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But priorities change. Now, instead of, you know, if I do try it, you know, blow up like that, then that's even better. You know?
Mm-hmm.
If one of the movies, shout out to Juan Salas, by the way. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie. And shout out to Prophecy. If y'all don't know them, those are gatekeepers. That's complete definition of gatekeepers. You know?
Speaking of Juan Salas, you were on that Devil's Ring.
Oh, yeah.
What's
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
Juan Salas? What's up? What's good, baby?
Hey, watch The Devil's Ring. Watch The Wolf Catcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then and Halloween is dropping House of Dolls. Watch it. Shout out. You see me get knocked the fuck out.
On Devil's Ring?
Yeah, on The Devil's Ring. That's all the only spoiler I'm going to give y'all. Right?
Are you in the new one?
Yeah, I'm in the new one too.
Okay.
So I'll be out there in the red carpet, you know, making it happen. You know,
Okay.
hey, but you know, it's a perfect example. You know, your network, building those clientels. If you're an artist upcoming, you know, that's where I would put my money at. You know, some people buy blunts and skinny ass jeans these motherfuckers be wearing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, they look like little ugly ass boys, or you know, whatever they say. You know, or me, like, I'm gonna invest in shit that, you know, we invested in my own business, our own business. Sports therapy specialist Dallas, get your massage. Tell them Cocomo sends you, right?
There you go.
But, you know, like, that's just, you know, my what's the word? Preference, or the way that I see shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Your
Plus,
opinion.
get your kicks custom made at Elm Street.
Oh, there you go, man. Extreme Custom Kicks, baby.
You see? There you go. But, you know,
Okay.
like that's how I look at it. You know, if you want a gatekeeper, that's who I would recommend. You know, just because you broke an artist, you know, doesn't mean that you're the gatekeeper to the city. Just because you signed a lot of people, or the people that you did sign blew up, you know, doesn't make you a gatekeeper, in my opinion, only. You know. I can't speak for anybody else. I have no ill will or nothing bad to say about them. Like, I think I would love to do business with all of them. Every single one. Let's make money together. You know?
Right.
Yeah, like, but as far as the gatekeeper question, that's who I would consider. Ralph the Promoter, PFL, Juan Salas, fucking A. Dot, Nicholas Ray. There's a lot of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Those who I would choose. You know? But other than that, I mean, there's nothing that you can't do or that I'm doing that others can't. You just can't be afraid to do it. You know?
Shoot for the stars.
Yeah. Or like artists tell me, they're
Go
like,
big, go home.
yeah. Artists tell me, they're like, yeah, you know, my song's fire. Have you ever performed it yet? No. Well, so you haven't performed in front of anybody other than the shower and your baby mama. I was like, nah, bro, you might want to go out on the stage because you freeze up like a stripper, bro. You know. You know who doesn't put on a good performance? Kevin Gates. I'm a fan of him, but he doesn't. He just stands there, just doesn't move or nothing. Wiz Khalifa, ASAP Rocky puts on a badass show, even though I think he's a fucking dumb. Performance wise, badass show. That's just random. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
No, yeah. So, you also have written a book.
I did. The Best Boyfriend Ever. It's on Amazon right now. I think it's like $3. You better fucking buy it. It's like $3 goddamn, you cheap bastards.
So what was it called?
The Best Boyfriend Ever.
The Best Friend. Okay.
Yeah. The Best Boyfriend Ever by Vinici Cocomo Falatau. Vinici's my first name. Falatau's my last name. Cocomo's the name that everybody and your girl's favorite rapper calls. I'm just saying.
You get Joe, you go.
Right? You get beat up. I'm going to get Will Smith on the way out of here.
So
when
did you write the book?
So I started writing a book 2016. It took me almost 3 years to finish it. And at the time, right, I was actually trying to work things out with my past relationship, right? And and about maybe a quarter way into the book, I would let just random people, you know, read it, like certain pages. And people would be like, well, that's cool, but what about, can you give me a scenario about how I can be a dad to or a stepdad? Like, what advice can you give me to be a better stepdad? Like, as far as the male role model towards stepkids, you know? So I gave an examples of what I did that in that situation, or maybe that day, helped out or built a better bond, or things that help others become a better dad, or just different scenarios, you know? Or things that where it would help you to be a better person in general. You know, not necessarily for men, but for women, you know, whoever. I'll give you an example. So, at the time, I took my daughter and my 2 stepdaughters to Peter Piper Pizza, right? This is part of the book. The Best Boyfriend Ever by Cocomo. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. It's on Amazon. Cheap motherfuckers, right? So, I took them to Peter Piper Pizza. And they climbed to the top of the, like, playland thing, right? And they got on, you know, like the little pole thing that holds it up. And my daughter was like, she was probably like, I don't know, 5 at the time, 4 or 5. And she's like, Daddy, look. She starts spinning around the pole, right? And it was at that time that I realized shit got real. So I jump up and I'm like, Jade, that's the name of my daughter. Jade, get off the pole. Your daddy does love you. And I look around and every single mom in Peter Piper Pizza was laughing. Like, everybody, you know. I didn't even realize that they were laughing. I was just like Get off the pole. Your daddy does love you. Don't do that. Go to school, be a doctor. Get off the goddamn pole right now. You know? And but I was telling people about that day, you know, that specific story. And I was like, you really never know what life's gonna throw at you, you know? But if you don't take them, not specifically the Peter Piper pizza, right? But if you don't spend that time with, even if it's just your kid or a nephew, a niece, you know, whoever, who knows what role model they have in their life that is, you know? Like, I'd rather at least say, hey, I was there than to be like a lot of these dudes who ain't there for their kids.
They be dads.
Yeah, and deadbeat moms.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck them both.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not just one.
Like
but
I
both
said,
of 'em.
no sympathy. When I said that earlier, it applies to that shit too. You know? Like, I got, my sister's a deadbeat mom. You know? It's the sad truth. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you're just saying that and blah, blah, blah. If I say that about my own sister, motherfucker, I'll say it about you too. Like, you don't like it, change.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what the book's about, you know, in general. Just a lot of, it covers almost every subject you could think of, you know? And, like, I don't know if we got time, but I can give you one more page. So this one's called the Sword of Damocles, right? So with this, there was a dude, he was a peasant in the town, and he saw the king, and he was like, man, I wish I was king. I wish he has all the bitches, he has all the money, the gold, the food, everything, right? And the king heard him. No, it's the Sword of Damocles, that's what it's called, I'm sorry. And he looked, and he was like, you want to live in my life? You know, long story short, shortened version, right? And he was like, I'd do anything. I said, all right. He's like, we'll switch 24 hours. He said, okay. So he puts him on the throne, puts the robe, the jewels, the chains, everything on him, surrounded by beautiful women. The only thing is by one strand of horsehair, they tied a double-edged sword right above his head, right? So if he moved too fast, the sword would move. You know, the string would start to, you know, almost break, right? They'd be like, give him the royal bath. Women bathing him, touching him everywhere, doing whatever he wanted. But the sword would move, right? They got to the point where the sword was about to break, you know? And he was begging the king, please take this off me. I don't want it anymore. I can't handle it. I don't want it anymore, right? And the king sat him down, took all his shit off, put him back on him and all that. And he was like, you see the person who has all the riches and the golds and the fame and the power, this and this and that, but you don't know what I have to go through. You just see a sword. I don't know who here in this room of people, or how many people in this room have a sword willing to put it in my back to take my place. You know? He's like, everybody just sees Cocomo on tour with Lil Flip. Everybody sees Cocomo signed to Mr. Pookie. Everybody sees doing state-to-state tours and all of that. They don't see Cocomo fighting to help his wife addicted to crystal meth from going on the tours and hanging out with people and doing all this shit. They don't see the Kokomo got laid off and it has to survive on these shows and rents 2 months past due, one eviction letter just paid off. You know what I'm saying? They don't see the working three jobs behind the scenes just to keep up with the bills and maintain the Kokomo lifestyle. They just think that, oh, that's what I want. They see the sign to Mr. Pookie, but doesn't have money for studio time. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't see the Elm Street and everything that it took to make Elm Street. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
They don't see the sports therapy specialist of Dallas started with one room and getting a whole salon suites. That's what the book's about. The trials and tribulations and the good and bad of what it took to make that happen. They just see best boyfriend ever. They think it's about my ex-wife and shit like that. Some of it is.
Mm-hmm.
But what it took, the 3 years put into that book, you know, they don't see how it can help benefit if they're struggling with how can they bond with their son or daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe they should put the blunt down and get extra fucking hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe they should not go to fucking DG's or Dallas Cabaret or Stilettos, Pandora's. I don't even know if Pandora's even exist anymore. But, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't try to chase that lifestyle. It's not gonna, it doesn't work out for most.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I've seen the best and the worst get hit. You know? What did I tell you? You want to book an artist? You want to get a feature with them? When do you hit them? During child support time and rent. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the book's about. You know? But just that page specifically, like, it explains it.
Yeah.
You know, like, everybody wants the lights and the glamour and be on camera, which, by the way, that's amazing.
But don't want to put it into work.
Yeah, they don't want to put in the work, or they don't know what work it took to get to that point.
Yeah, what's behind the scenes, behind the
Yeah.
curtain. Yeah.
You know?
So plug in the book again, man.
The Best Boyfriend Ever by Cocomo, Vinici Cocomo Falatau. If you type in The Best Boyfriend Ever and Cocomo, Cocomo, you'll find the book.
On Amazon.
On Amazon. You actually find both movies that I'm in on Amazon, and you'll find my singles on Amazon. So,
Yeah,
shout out to Amazon. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Fucking.
So, man, do you got any advice for these young artists out here, man? They're starving artists coming up in the game. You know, what would you give them a little bit of advice as far as, you know, in the game?
Invest in yourself, and don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Like, if you really want to do it, like Ralph the promoter told me straight out, think outside the box. If you can't get on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throw your own show. People are like, I never threw a show. You ever thrown a house party? Or you just attended them? They're like, oh, you threw a house party? Man, I got arrested at my own goddamn house party in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw your own show. Throw your own party.
Mm-hmm.
Get other people to help pitch in. The profit that you make from that, pay yourself first, what you put in, and then book the next shit. Don't use that money and buy a chain.
Yeah.
You know? Is that chain going to make you money? No.
No, yeah, no.
It's going to make me money if you walk around my ass and I'm drunk enough. Thank you, player, for the chain. My name is Lil Rico. I don't know who Rico is. That's just a random name. So that ain't Rico. Fuck you, Cocomo.
Yeah.
You know. But that's my advice, man. Invest in yourself. You know, throw your own shows. Look for those gatekeepers and jump on the show. You know,
There you go, man.
have material.
There you go, youngsters. Y'all need a little bit of wisdom in the industry, man.
Don't be a bitch either.
There's
Be
a
humble.
lot of dudes out here that got wisdom and knowledge in the game.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's been down that road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a blueprint, it's like a map. You know, they could tell you which way to go, which ways not to go.
Oh, yeah. Look at the new single, Lie On Me and Just In Case, and the new single with me, Lil Flip, and Yogi called Cookies coming out soon.
Ooh, coming out soon.
Yeah.
Might have to get the exclusive on that one.
I got you.
Hell yeah, man. You want to throw any shout outs out there, man?
Shout out to my girl Ashley Palos, sports therapy specialist of Dallas. Get your massage on Mother's Day special. Look her up. Shout out to Mr. Pookie, Stony Crook. Shout out to 8 Dot, the whole Clover G camp, all of them. Shout out to Music Access. And yeah, man, shout out to everybody in East Ag 81Gs, man. We made it. All the Thoko Usos and all the polys out there, man. We here. Tongans. We got it.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming through, man.
Oh, yeah, thank you,
And
man.
starting off season 2 of Elm Street.
Yeah, season 2, baby.
Hey.
Shout out to Elm Street, too, man. Hey, do your thing.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks, man. And we're going to keep going, man. As a matter of fact, I got Rudy, Coach Flores,
Oh, yeah.
coming through as well, man. So y'all be looking for that pretty soon. Season 2 in full effect, man. Make sure to keep your...
Shout out to him, too.
Hell yeah, 100, man. And keep your ears to the streets, man. And I'll see you on the blog, man.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Elm Street. I'm your boy, Money Elms. Holla at y'all.
Chill.
Peace.
SourKidsProductions.